News at 6.
They're thinking about where am I going to stay? How am I going to clothe myself and my family? How am I going to, then I have to put all this back together.
A difficult time for so many whose lives have been turned upside down by the Panhandle wildfires, but made easier for a moment by folks with a Lubbock food truck. It's good to see you again. I'm Brian Mudd.
And I'm Lauren Motter. Those cooks brought their barbecue pits to the Panhandle last weekend to feed people who have lost everything in those fires. KMAX Juliana Washburn spoke with one of the cooks about what things looked like there.
Well, Brian and Lauren, when Smokin X parked their trailer in Stinnett, Texas, the ground they were on was absolutely scorched. They told me the site there was just devastating. In the middle of disaster,
It was just completely scorched. The winds were blowing.
a familiar sound, something comforting.
We were really there just to fit a need. These folks had lost, many of them had lost everything. And so if we can feed them a hot meal, give them some, some hope that it's going to get better.
6 people cooking up and serving barbecue meals to first responders and people who'd lost everything.
It tugs at your heart that these folks have to go through that.
Stinnett was hit by the Smokehouse Creek fire, which burned over 1 million acres. Chad Townley telling me they actually set the food truck up on scorched land. A woman who used to live behind their setup tragically killed in the fires.
They set us up next to a shop, and the fire had actually jumped the highway there at the shop and burned across a patch, and it used to be all grass, and it was just patches of black grass and dirt.
Trying to give people in the Panhandle one less thing to worry about.
They're thinking about their families, but they're not thinking about themselves and taking care of themselves, and they've got so much to do. It's very daunting.
With a hot plate of pulled pork, sausage, and beans for no cost.
To just be able to take one thing, quote unquote, off their plate, but put it on their plate, so to speak, is what we want to do.
Smokin X tells us that they went to Stinnett because that's where they were told they could help the most. And they also tell us that if there is ever a disaster, they want to be there to help. So if you need to contact the food truck, their information is on our website at everythinglubbock.com.